Good morning, guys. You've been asking for a garage update, so here we go in preparation for Monterey Car Week. Also a bit of a logistics update. I've got some new Bridgestone RE71 RSs in the back of the Plaid, picking up the McLaren. It just got a windshield inspection by the insurance company to check out the damage to the windshield. I'm gonna get that replaced after Car Week because I'm doing a track day and all that driving, and I'd imagine it'd be pretty dangerous to put a brand new windshield on and break it immediately. But we're also taking the McLaren to get some new tires, and then we're gonna talk about what cars I still have, what cars I'm planning to get, and what cars, if any, are leaving the collection. Nice spec G80 M3. I'm actually surprised that the tires fit in the back of the Plaid, although I literally can't see anything out of my rearview mirror right now. Hello. Cool seeing the Tesla out on the road. Damn, this thing looks crazy rolling. Here comes Christine in the Plaid. Look at that, 29,347 miles in the 600 LT now. Just picked it up from the shop. Gonna get some fresh meat put on the car. So originally the 600 LT came with Pirelli Trofeo Rs, which took a really long time to heat up. They were good on the track, but it was a little bit frustrating how long they took to get warm on the road. Switched them to Cup 2s, which were great all the way around. Then Bridgestone reached out. I got the RE71 RSs, and honestly, on the track, I think they have more grip than the Cup 2s. Since we're doing a track day, we're getting some fresh RSs on the car. It's gonna be really fun going to Sonoma Raceway in this thing. So now that I'm next to my two cars, pretty cool seeing them on the road next to each other with Christine driving, let's talk about the current garage and the garage update. So I wasn't gonna make this video because not a lot has changed, but a lot of you guys were commenting on it, so I figured I'd just make a video about it. I have the 600 LT and the Tesla Plaid. The Plaid is my daily, the 600 LT is my fun weekend car, rally car, track car, etc. But I've now gotten to the point where I absolutely want some extra car. One of which has been on the channel before, a long time ago, and I don't want to give it away. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise. So guess in the comment section below. I'm trying to set up kind of getting the perfect car because I want to do a really cool project build on that car on the channel. The other two cars are the new Corvette ZR1 and the new GT3 RS. I really want both of them. I saw the new ZR1 at the reveal and was blown away by the horsepower numbers. I'm not like completely in love with the way it looks. It does look really similar, honestly, to the Z06, but 1,064 horsepower, rear wheel drive, no hybrid assist is ridiculous. And I imagine it's gonna come in starting in the 160 to maybe 175 range. Put some limited options on it, maybe color, a little bit of carbon fiber, and hopefully call it a day at under 200K. And for that, if they don't come out at like 400, I think that is the craziest performance bargain, potentially ever. Then I drove the new GT3 RS, and I fell head over heels in love with that car. I did not want to give it back whatsoever. And it looked so nice, especially in Guards Red, next to the 600 LT. So the dream is, if there's any dealerships out there, to find one at MSRP. Now I actually saw one today sell on Bring a Trailer for 335K. So they're coming way down in value. The first time when they came out, there was one that sold in California for 650 grand. Now keep in mind, the car starts at 243. So with some options, you're saying 300. People paid 650K for a $300,000 car. Now that one just sold for 335, I'm hoping they come down a little bit. In the 300K range, I'm 100% a buyer, and I would love to add that car. The 600 LT, I am absolutely never gonna sell. This is my forever car. I've had it since 2019, so it's been 5 years, 29,000 plus miles, amazing track days and rallies. Normally after about 2 or 3 years, I get bored with a car, but honestly, this is the only supercar I've ever had where I wasn't bored. Now, the Huracan and the Speciale Aperta, those were different. Basically, I sold the Huracan because I needed some money to get this car, and I was getting a bunch of cars at the time. That I wasn't bored with the supercharger on it. And the Speciale Aperta, absolutely not bored with. It just was so expensive, I couldn't hang on to it anymore. $7,800 a month payment, then insurance, and it was like the better part of $9,000 plus a month to have that car. And then it was very mileage sensitive, so driving it was a little bit scary. When I sold it with 6,000 miles, it was like one of the highest mileage ones of all time. I bought it with 1,000 miles. I put 5,000 miles on it, and apparently that was like sacrilegious. The rear end of this Plaid does look pretty darn crazy. For those that missed that video, I did a full Borsteiner kit on the Plaid, and I have some signature wheels and some lowering links and some camber arms on the car. It's set up pretty nice. That's the only car where I'm like, all right, eventually I want to sell this thing and get something else as a different daily driver. The only issue is I paid $140K for it, and looking online, the thing's probably worth about 60. Losing $80,000 on the car that fast is so brutal that it kind of makes me want to keep it just to make the loss feel a little less bad, spread it out over more years. But I mean, the value is already gone. It's not going up. Just pulled up both of the cars to the best tire shop ever. My buddy Vahe owns this place. He's hooking it up with the tire install on the McLaren. And I've done a bunch of tire installs on the Tesla as well. It's so weird driving this silent electric car after driving the freaking McLaren. All right, see you in a minute, Tesla. We're gonna try to get some Din Tai Fung because Christine's never tried it before. And it's pretty darn good. Oh no, 44th on the waiting list. Here we go, making the dumplings. Let's go. All right, what do you think? Din Tai Fung.
10 out of 10.
It was pretty bomb. Oh, Tesla, how I love and hate you. In all honesty, this car actually has been great. I've put 36,000 miles on it, driven it across the country, raced it at Texas 2K, pretty much abused the car, launched it a million times, and it hasn't had any real problems. The tire issue is a bit ridiculous for the 21-inch wheels for it to run through those rear tires. Obviously, with Unplugged Performance, I fixed that, but from the factory, that shouldn't be an issue. I guess with the 19s, it's not. I talked to Alejandro about it. He hasn't had any problems with his car. So for that many miles to have absolutely no problems is pretty good. And of course, we do have over 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, which is pretty awesome. I honestly didn't plan on keeping this car this long. I kind of got it for content, just to experience what it's like to own an electric car. And it's such a good daily driver, just clicking a button and having it drive you from point A to point B, that I did keep it a lot longer. And then the other reason is it depreciated so hard that I'm afraid to get rid of it.
Plus, I could drive this car.
Very true. Yeah. And you do a good job, especially for how low it is. You're always putting the suspension up, and
I do put the suspension very high.
Obviously, the car has no soul, so to speak, but for a daily driver, particularly when you're in traffic, do you really care if the car is grumbling at you? Not really. But I also don't take this car in the canyons for fun like I would if I had an E63 or an M5 as a daily. So we probably need to fix that.
My dream daily driver is a SLS AMG.
That is not really a daily.
For me.
And what color? Because apparently white and silver ones aren't SLSs.
Only black.
All right, fair enough. These guys are arguing about the world's smallest fender bender. It's kind of entertaining, honestly. The guy in the suit is like super bummed about his car. I mean, fair enough, but it looks like literally nothing happened to it. All right, here we go with the new meat on the McLaren, ready for a track day. Look at the difference in tire pressures from these sitting in the sun on this side and then not on the sun from the other side. There's a 10-degree Fahrenheit difference and a 5 PSI difference. So excited to have fresh meat on the McLaren. Gonna take it out for a drive tonight probably on some of my favorite roads, get a feel for the grip levels. And I'm so pumped for Monterey Car Week. Every year, it's my favorite week of the entire year. And this year, we got a more packed schedule than ever before, which is crazy because every year it just feels hectic. I have to be every place all at once to try to capture as much content as possible for you guys. And, oh, it's just the best. I'm so damn excited. This thing actually looks sick on the road. It's so funny with Christine driving it too. I do want to give a big shout out to 2 of my friends. I feel really thankful to have friends that are so helpful, especially in last minute situations. I did not realize my tires were that low because in the front they're not, but the rear, they were starting to get pretty darn low. So I messaged Vinny, who works with Bridgestone, literally 5 days ago. I'd text him and be like, what are the odds you think I can get some Bridgestones before Car Week for this track day? And he's like, let me see. And then boom, their next day aired to my house. And then I hit up my friend Vahe, who's awesome, owns American Tire Depot. And he's like, yeah, bring it by whenever. Got everything done so efficiently and so well. And I'm really stoked about it. Thank you guys. This crack is pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. So if you do see me at Car Week, please come up and say hi. I promise I'm friendly. But also, if you see the massive crack on my windshield, forgive me. I am gonna replace it right after Car Week is over. Damn, get a load of this lifted Gladiator. That thing is absurd. Looks so big compared to the McLaren. That thing looks wild. So somehow, I believe this is the first time the two cars have ever been next to each other. Certainly with the Vorsteiner kit, but I'm trying to think back, and I don't think I've ever done a photo shoot with both of the cars. For those wondering what is in the current collection, here are the two cars next to each other right here. The 1,020 horsepower Tesla Plaid with the full exposed satin carbon fiber Vorsteiner kit. We've got signature wheels, intuitive lowering links, camber arms from Unplugged Performance, and then we've got the Stage 3 600 LT tuned by what was called Dyno Spectrum at the time. Now it's M Engineering. And it's pretty much stock other than that. And we do have a 1016 Industries carbon fiber hood. But I really like the purple and the blue next to each other. I think it looks pretty awesome. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm excited for what's to come. Hopefully some cars being added to the collection in the semi-near future.